Good morning, it's Jennifer Scott. I'm back with part 2 of the special order short sleeve ribbon shirt. My husband did find some pins. These are not the ones I wanted. They'll work. So I'm going to show you how I pin this down. I did make this shirt bigger. So this, I have a pattern, not the same pattern I used last time because I already lost it. I made this like one size bigger at the top. And so to make this one size bigger in the front, I'm just going to put this a little bit on the outside of, so I'm going to leave a little space right here. And that's going to be the size adjustment for that. And when this is cut, since it's on the fold, instead of being this much bigger, it's going to be this much bigger. And then I'm going to do the same to the other piece, which is the front piece. And so that's going to be, it's going to come together and be a size 2X instead of a size 1X. So only thing you have to remember is that you have to do it on all sides. So what you do the front, you have to also do the back. So I believe I also made this a little bit longer when I cut it out, so that he had said he wanted a longer shirt. Longer is better. So I left it a little bit long, and then I can adjust the hemline if it's too long. Is it going to be too long? Because that's the armpit. Okay, keep going. Squirrel. So that's how I do. I have to talk to myself like that. So let me get this pin down. And actually, I think I'm going to pin. I'm going to pin and cut and pin and cut because I think it'll be a little bit easier for showing. I like to pin the spots that are going to give me grief. So these little corner pieces where it wants to fly up, but you don't push your pin in so that you don't get stuck on it, because that's annoying. Okay, so I'm a little bit slow today. We had the absolute best weekend. That's a needle. I'm going to put it on a different pad. Sorry, this one's for needles. Look at this needle. I was going to use this to try and sew on a hat run. I don't know. And then this one, wow, is for when I made the baby board. So this is nice. I did not like it for straight pins, but I do like it for needles. So anyways, we absolutely had a blast this weekend. We burned the candle at both ends. So Saturday, we did lay around the house until we were panicky that it was time to leave. So Saturday we went to Winlock. My cousin has a big old property out there, and so we were there last weekend too. And last weekend was a birthday party, and we did not stay the night because we didn't arrange for our pet sitter. So this time we had a little bit more time to plan, prepare ourselves. So we decided to spend the night, and they have camper, and then they have my cousin's office where we slept. I was so comfy, but we stayed there Saturday night, and the dudes mostly played cornhole, and I guess they went around and looked at my cousin's equipment, heavy equipment, whatever, dude stuff, and the girls kind of sat around and chatted. We they had like a big old bonfire there. They had Jello shots, and I had a White Russian with homemade Kahlua, and that was really good. But last time we went there for this same sort of event, you know what? I'm not quite sure that this is long enough. I'm going to cut it a little longer, just for my peace of mind. So the last time that we went to my cousin's house, we camped out. We had cornhole, which I never played before. And the rules, or whatever, I'm going to have to straighten that. It's not very good. But that, I'll do it. Anyway, so the rules on the cornhole, I don't know. But they're making up these rules. This is the last time. It is about 3 years ago. So they're making up the rules as you go along. And I don't know if you make a shot, you do a Jello shot, or if you don't make a shot, you do a Jello shot, or I don't know. But I was wearing a hoodie, and so I'd have a Jello shot, I'd put one in my pocket, and later I'd find a couple in my pocket. I got real sick. It was not fun. So this time I was not feeling it for Jello shots. And once we had birthday cake, I was done. I don't want to have, I don't know. I just enjoyed the visiting, I guess. And my husband and my cousin, and then a couple of friends that they have were there, and it was really nice. Not very often that we get to go and socialize and do things, and I think it's been really COVID time since we've really let our hair down. So we went and we spent the night Saturday, and we had a great time. And then Sunday we got up and we went to the is it Southwest Washington Fair in Centralia, Washington. Anyway, so we got up and we went to the fair because fair food. We didn't ride any rides. We did we saw some of the animals. I saw the chickens. I am in love. So Sunday I'm gonna get some chickens, but right now I'm just dreaming. So we went to the fair and we did walk around. We ate everything they had to offer, and then we went back to my cousin's house for just a little while because we were going to the Cyndi Lauper concert in Ridgefield, which is actually about 3 hours from our house, but only, I don't even know if it was an hour from where my cousin lives. Maybe it was. Probably around an hour. And so we get there and we go looking for the shuttle. Just me and my husband. We go looking for they had like a shuttle, so you could park and ride the shuttle. So we're there and we're there and we're there and we're there, and people are coming and people are going, and then there's this lady standing outside smoking her cigarette. So my husband, I don't know why he did this. This is so out of character for him. But he went up to her and he asked her, "Hey, are you waiting for the shuttle?" And she was like, the shuttle was canceled. And she points to the sign, and we're like, well, crap, we've been here for like an hour. So we had plenty of time. So we went we thought, well, we'll just, for parking, you had to add it to your tickets. And we we got free tickets through vet tickets. And so we didn't buy the parking pass. And we thought that we would do the shuttle and all of that. So we get there, and now we're not prepared. So we get in line for parking, which was $40. $50. The bottom one, which said general admission, there was no price there. So we get up in line and we're like, well, how much is general admission? They're free. And we're like, right on. So we didn't have to pay for the parking. We didn't have to wait for the shuttle. Oh my gosh, our seats were so great. There was maybe, I don't know if we were 10 rows from the stage or something, but it was really close. It was good. And ain't gonna lie, there was a part where I thought, oh shit, she's gonna fall. Whoops. Shoot, she's gonna fall. Because she's like 72. But we did not witness her falling. We enjoyed the music. We enjoyed her talking. She is so funny. She is hilarious. It'd have been fun to have her for a grandma, wouldn't it? So look, we got one piece done. Oh yeah, I was gonna cut and pin and cut and pin so that I don't have to worry about that. So after the concert, we had a 3-hour drive home. And I'm telling you, we are usually in bed, and I am usually asleep before 10 o'clock. My husband stays up a little bit later, but we are not night owls anymore. And fortunately, he had the foresight to take the day off on Monday. So Monday, yesterday, we lay around and watched movies. And then about 9:30, I went out and got the stuff out of the truck and washed the windows from our little trip so that he wouldn't have to take the dirty old road trip truck to work. Okay, so this is the back. And I'm gonna mark it right here so that I know that's the back. Usually I have to take them apart, open them up, figure out which is what. So, there's one piece. So, that was really fun. We had a lot of fun at the fair. I ran into somebody I knew from Shelton, which was really nice. Got a hug. Hello. And we watched the monster trucks. They were, I think it was $10 to get in, but we were just cruising around and we found a spot where we could watch them for free. And so we did, and I did a TikTok live from there. But we had pretty good seats, and it was very interesting. They had I think this kid was 15 years old, and he was in this. It looked like a little Tykes truck or a little miniature truck. It was so cute, and he went out there and did his little jumps and whatnot. And then his dad went out, and I thought that is so cool. That is a true bonding, and you think about all the things they probably have to do, like work on the car, and they have to, go out and practice and all this stuff. I just imagine that'd be a nice, happy father-son activity. So, look at a needle. When I never have a needle, and here they are. So, I found out yesterday, which I already knew that, or Sunday. I already knew this. I've been in denial for a long time, but I don't like corn dogs anymore. The smell in that first bite, I do like that first bite, but I don't think it's the corn dog, because I start to feel like I'm gonna actually get sick from the grease or whatever. Which, hey, that's great for my little hug. He eats whatever's left over for me. So, personally, I like the corn. That's what I like to get at the fair, is the corn. We had corn dog, garlic fries, Did we have something else? Oh, I had a scone, and I had a bite of my cousin's strawberry, I don't know what it is, parfait, or strawberry shortcake cup, or something like that. It was probably from Fisher Scones, anyway, but it was really fun. If any of y'all are sewers and you notice that I'm not cutting any of the notches or anything like that, I don't use any of that. I don't use any of that because what's more important to me is that my ribbon lines up and that my seams line up. So I don't really. Like you can see them here, but I don't use them. It's like unfolded sheets. I find a corner and that's where I start from because the corners need to match up. So when I lay my ribbon, which will be part 3, when I lay my ribbon on this shirt, you're going to see that I almost always start right from the armpit right here. This is a nice place to start because when I put my shirts together, I'm going to have to match up these armpits. So I could do a lot more fancy ribbon work if I wasn't so anal about that part of it. I should really. Trying to remember how much I cut this. I straightened it so it'll be better, but I might have to trim this up, or I'll have to, or I can fix it when I hem. When you hem this, you can also I can fix it thin, but she looks a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely crooked. What I might do is fold this in. It isn't gonna matter, but I could fold this over and then use the straight edge to make it an even edge the rest of the way down. But since that's in the hemline, I'm just not even going to worry about it. Not even going to worry about it. So look there. We got the front, we got the back, and next is the sleeves. I will tell you right now, I'm not particularly fond of this red fabric for the sleeves because I had a hard time getting the creases out of it. So that I don't like, but it's fine. Oops, one more pin. Okay. Now, like, see how nicely I fold these up? And then I'll put them there somewhere. And then you know it's a really safe place wherever I place these because I will not be able to find it again. But fortunately for me, I also hoard patterns. So, not an issue. Okay. There's the red one. Now, this is the front. And I'm actually going to put a little snip on the center line. Because that's better. Okay. Here's the last piece. Let me get your copy. So, yesterday we were talking about, man, we had a great time. My husband and I, we just talked about everything in the world on that little road trip. But yesterday we were talking about forgot. And this fabric, it's already wrinkled again. So maybe I'm going to cut it again after I trim this out of here. Maybe I'll iron it again after. I need to cut 2 pieces of this. Now I put this one on bias so that the fabric would be stretchy because this is going to be the sleeve piece. And look, I don't know if my nephew's a dancer or not. I don't know if he dances or not, but I know that if he is, that he's going to want that movement. So I'm going to put it like that. We're going to cut out 2 of these because they're sleeves and you do have 2 arms. Note, side note, whatever. This is also the short sleeve, so this is a lot less fabric, actually. And if I were started to do the 2-tone shirts, I could use all the scraps. I could use the scraps from the other shirts to make the sleeves for these shirts, right? I don't know. Without talking myself into quilting too, because that's a good way to use these scraps, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to start quilting. But I do have a quilt that I'm going to make. One quilt. One quilt that I'm going to make for our grandbaby, and that is all. And actually, I might not. My husband wanted to try his hand at making a quilt, so we went and bought all the stuff. He picked out the fabric and the colors, and we got the batting and some, you know, edging and whatever we thought we needed to make this little baby quilt for our granddaughter. And I think he's overwhelmed. He's like not about it yet, so I'm not sure if I might end up making that by myself if he doesn't want to step up and learn how. But it is absolutely a cheater shortcut quilt with a flannel front and a flannel back and batting in between. We're not cutting any squares out. We're not doing any fancy seam work. It's just basic. So. But maybe he's intimidated by my skill. I mean, who wouldn't be? Look at me over here just making shirts. So, anyways, that is on our agenda. I'm going to make this a little bit longer too, because I don't know how big his arms are. And that's not very much bigger, actually. 1/4 of an inch more. And again, I cut this out to make it, this shirt pattern was a 1X. And so I altered it to make it a 2X. So there we have it. Show these pieces. I'll show you these pieces and then I'll kind of hold them together so you get an idea. And then part 3, we're gonna I'm not sure if I'll want to hem these or if I want to put on the ribbon, because I might want to wait to hem this when he tries it on. So I'm not sure. But part 3, we're going to come back. We're going to put the ribbon on. Then maybe we'll have a chance to let him try the shirt on. If not, we're going to move forward, get it put together, and then I'm going to do the same neckline that I had done before. This is a different pattern, so I'm going to have to make another piece to put there, but I think it's going to be really nice, the red on the red. Pull this up and put it with my other pieces so I can lose them later. So, these are the sleeves. Let's just do it like this. So, this. It's pretty cool, huh? Just watch these pieces of fabric turn into a shirt there. So this is kind of course it's not going to be like that, but it's going to be we'll see. He picked it. He loves it. Talk later. Okay, bye.